So this caught me off guard. So Casual TCG, one of my friends on Discord sent this over, said, hey, just got fourth place at a 62-man event with Pendulum Plunder Patrol. My initial response is, what in the actual crap is this deck? So we've got a splice of pendulums, with the whole Luster Pendulum and the whole Lecter Pendulum with Draco Faceoff. We've got a splash of the Performapal engine, and then we've got the entire Plunder Patrol archetype that currently exists in the game built into this deck. What in the world is this? So, we're going to show you, this is all pre-Union Carrier, by the way. You can imagine what's going to happen when we get some more fun, fancy stuff to this. So thank you, Casual TCG, for sending this over. This is really interesting and a much different spin on the format right now, which is really important, actually. So, we play triple copies of the Abyss Actor Curtain Riser, being a level 4 that can beam itself out of the Pendulum scale, being a high scale 7, by the way, and a 2200 beater if you need it to be. Alright, this card multi-purposes for everything. Now, this one is very interesting. So we're playing the one copy of the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Now, this little thing locks your opponent's extra deck. And then if you have a Buster Blade on the field, you can equip this and basically disrupt your opponent. Now, we have the cool little synergy of these things, the stupid ships that can give interactions with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. So you can basically start locking your opponent out of the game. It's a fantastic way to do things. I'm actually really cool and excited to see this. And Union Carrier will make this more consistent. We have triple copies of Lecter Pendulum, basically just a 5 scale for us to do what we want. We have triple copies of the Luster Pendulum interactions to clone, further easy ways to pendulum summon. Once again, very, very straightforward here. Now we get into the interesting stuff. So we have the 2 copies of Turtle. So if a Pendulum or Performapal card is activated in your other Pendulum zone, you get to draw 1. You Pot of Greed. You can only use that effect once per turn. And then we combo it down with the Lizard Draw. So if you have a Performapal card in your other Pendulum zone, except for Lizard Draw, you can destroy this card and then you draw a card. So basically, you use these 2 in combination with each other to draw cards. And basically, the Lizard Draw will detonate itself, and then you just scale something else, and you're basically good to go. We also play triple copies of the Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. So if we Pendulum summon this guy here, we basically just detonate 2 of our scale, or 2 cards, go search for Performapal scales, and then we have a draw engine set up behind it, which is pretty good. Then we have triple copies of the Performapal Second Donkey. So when this card is normal special summon, you can send 1 Performapal monster from your deck to the graveyard, except for Second Donkey. If you have 2 cards in your Pendulum zone, you get to add it to your hand instead. So this basically turns out to be a searcher for literally anything that we want for our deck. Alright, now we get into the Plunder Patrol stuff. So we have triple copies of Redbeard, Plunder Patrol Matey. So during your opponent's turn quick effect, you can special summon 1 Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as the monster your opponent controls or in the graveyard. And if you do, equip this card you control to it. This card is sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard. You can target 1 Plunder Patrol you control except for Redbeard, the Plunder Patrol Matey, and equip this card to it. Value Town. And then same thing here. Whitebeard gives you, during your opponent's turn, you get to special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck, same attribute that your opponent has or in their graveyard. And if you do, equip this card you control to it. This card is sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard. You can activate this effect, special summon 1 Plunder Patrol from your deck, except for Whitebeard. And then you can't special summon for the rest of this turn, except for, Plunder Patrols, but that's fine. Then we have 2 copies of the Master Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, being a low scale for us to interact with. Very nice. And then, while this card's in your Pendulum zone, you can target 1 card in a Pendulum zone, destroy it. We have 2 copies of Vector, just another low scale, giving us interactivity with Draco Faceoff, which we play 1 of. Now we play triple copies of the Performapal Popper Up. Now this one also is very interesting. This one literally lets us drop X cards, draw X cards, and then hope we don't get ashed. But then, as long as we have the scales set up for this, we can actually take advantage of these and unload a field. Yay, OTKs. Now, we also have triple copies of the Plunder Patrol Shipyard, getting a 500 boost on the Plunder Patrols. And then you can discard one to add a Plunder Patrol, or if this card is in your graveyard, you target a Plunder Patrol card in your spell trap grid zone. Set this card, and if you do, return that target to your hand. So Value Town. Then we have 2 copies of Plunder Patrol Booty. So you can declare 1 attribute, target 1 face of monster opponent controls. It becomes that attribute till the end of the turn. Then you can take 1 Plunder Patrol monster from your graveyard and either shuffle it into the deck or special summon it. Once again, this card is so good. Like, I'm glad that they gave us to this so early on. This literally just fuels everything we want for this deck. So, extra deck, we have 1 Unicorn, 1 IP, 1 Boral Sword. Then we have 2 copies of Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol Captain. So it's 2 monsters, including 1 Plunder Patrol. You can target 1 effect monster you control, special summon 1 Plunder Patrol from your extra deck with the same monster as a monster that your opponent controls or in the graveyard. And if you do, equip that target to it and then draw 1 card. So, I once again want to reiterate this. So you can target 1 effect monster you control. Okay? Huh. Well, guess who's dark. Okay. So, then we can special summon 1 Plunder Patrol from the extra deck with the same attribute as the monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. And if you do, equip that target to it, so we can literally equip our guy onto the ship that we control. And then we draw a card. Value. Locking the opponent out of the game is cute. Then we have 1 Appaloosa, 1 Tornado Dragon, 2 copies of Moric. So this is the one you can discard 1 Plunder Patrol, target 1 effect monster opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder Patrol spell trap card from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect if it has a Plunder Patrol equipped to it, which is fine. I mean, outside of that, card's alright. We have 1 Magic Spectre Paladin, 1 Abyss Dweller. We have 1 copy of the Plunder Patrol Bran. All other Fiend monsters you control gain 500 attack. You can discard 1 Plunder Patrol, target a spell trap card your opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your hand. And then if you've got a Plunder Patrol equipped to it, it's a quick effect. And we have 1 Ignister, 1 Shrivelvertum, 1 Muddragon. Side deck here we have 1 Pankratops, 1 Destruction Sword, triple copies of Nibiru, 1 Vector, 2 copies of Mind Control, 1 for 1, triple Super Poly, and triple copies of Twin Twister. Wrapping up Casual TCG's list. So, his report here, round 1. He won versus Shadol's. Really easy game. Game 1 was first set up Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and Tornado Dragon. White and Black tag into the Xyz ship and banish the window that they summon, and then Construct and GG. Game 2, they bricked and couldn't do anything. I went Boral Sword with Pankratops and Lecter for game. Game 2's opponent didn't show up. He's like, I don't know what happened there. Round 3 was versus Dragon Link. Game 1, I bricked and lost. Game 2, set up Whitebeard, Booty, and set Super Poly. Super Poly won the game. It's too strong. He said Game 3 went second. Super Poly was bored in a Trifovertum and popped off and just OTK'd. Round 4 was against the Guru. Game 1, Asher's Fire. So got access to the Synchro. I was able to banish their back row. Way easy. GG. Game 2, Booty to make fire and then Synchro summon. This card's really good, actually. Round 5 was against Magnites. Game 1 I bricked, so passed. He just passed. I popped off and Boral Sword and Bran OTK. He stormed off. Round 6 was a loss. It was against Invoked Dolls. So game 1 I lose as they open up the nuts. Wenda double Imperm Ash. That's a yikes. Game 2 I summon Blackbeard plus Appaloosa and pass. Get out Moric and banish his first fusion monster. Appaloosa negate some stuff and win. Game 3, they open nuts again. I Nibiru, but they had the quick play fusion spell set and Imperm set and their own Nibiru, so I lost. That's, man, imagine getting torn apart by your opponent's Nibiru. Top 8 was Invoked Dolls against some guy as round 6. I set up Blackbeard, Appaloosa, and Booty. GG. Game 2, they pop off. I Nibiru him, and then they pass. And then Ash in hand. I Mind Control pop off for the OTK. And then top 4 was Stun. He actually lost in top 4. Game 1, they set 4. Put Guiding Area on the in the scale. I can't play. Game 2, I set up Tornado Dragon and set Twin, Twister, and pass. Clear some back row, have a slow back and forth, and then I end up losing. That's kind of sad, actually. But in terms of creativity, this is a new... I knew Plunder Patrol would like do something. I didn't expect it to merge with such a raw engine like this. But capitalizing off of the full advantage of the Pendulum engine, the cute interactions with Mr. Dragon Buster Sword here, to basically lock your opponent's extra deck, definitely interesting. Is it not? So what do you guys think about... I'm going to say this train wreck of a deck. I don't really mean it like that way. I mean like this is interesting for the most part. So what are you guys thinking? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this deck. And well, guys, I'm out. Take care. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanColt40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.